Hi, I've got your energy stories for the fourth week of February 2024, and I'm in a hotel room in the Woodlands, Houston, Texas. A report from regional grid operator ISO New England says substantial investments in grid infrastructure of up to $1 billion annually through 2050 will be necessary to accommodate supply-side renewables such as onshore and offshore wind and solar, as well as end-use technologies such as EVs and heat pumps. And despite some recent setbacks and announced project cancellations, the East Coast offshore wind industry continues in fits and starts. In New England, Vineyard Wind announced its offshore project is now delivering 68 megawatts from its first 5 turbines, up from 5 megawatts in January, with another 738 megawatts still to come online. Vineyard Wind has 9 of its planned 62 turbines in the water, while the 10th is currently being installed. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management has approved Equinor's construction operations plan for its 810-megawatt Empire Wind project to serve New York. Construction is slated for later this year, with first power deliveries by 2026. And in addition, the Ørsted-Eversource JV's 132-megawatt South Fork Wind project is also progressing. Per its social media posts, the last of its 11 turbines was installed on February 20th. It delivered first power to the grid in early December and should be fully commissioned in the coming months. On the West Coast, California's Public Utilities Commission just adopted a plan that foresees the development of over 56,000 megawatts of renewable generation by 2035 as part of the state's plan to cut carbon emissions. This plan includes a broad range of resources, including in-state, onshore, and offshore wind, imported out-of-state wind, geothermal, long-duration storage, and solar and storage hybrids. In New York City, 7,532 electric vehicles have been added to the city's Lyft and Uber fleet since last October, when the city initiated its Green Rides effort. That brings the current total to over 10,090 cars, roughly 12% of the city's entire Lyft and Uber population, with over 2,200 applications still being processed. Under Green Rides, the number of cars allowed to have a special license plate necessary to accept ride shares was increased just for electrics. Elsewhere on the EV front, a total of 105,258 plug-ins were sold in the U.S. during January 2024, up 18% from January 2023 numbers and representing 9.78% of total light-duty vehicles sold during the month. The U.S. has now seen over 4.8 million EVs sold since 2010. There's plenty of future manufacturing capability lining up as well, at least on the battery side. According to Argonne Labs' analysis of announced lithium-ion battery cell factories, U.S. manufacturers could supply around 10 million new light-duty plug-in electric vehicles each year by 2030. However, the sales growth rate has slowed in recent months, prompting concerns from some automakers who are cutting production plans and easing up on planned expenditures. It's probably still too early to know how this will shake out, as the mix of models, costs, adoption rates, battery technologies, and even ideology, which in some parts of the country is a major determinant as to who buys EVs, moves forward. The path to cleaner transportation was likely never going to be an entirely smooth one, either in the US or elsewhere. Ford's EV unit lost a staggering $4.7 billion last year, while GM is still struggling to achieve EV profitability. Yet at the same time, Stellantis just said it made money on EVs last year in the midst of record-breaking corporate profits. Its electric margins are not yet in line with conventional vehicles, but inching closer. There's plenty of noise and conflicting signals out there right now, but the signals should become much clearer over a short period of time, and we'll get a better sense as to where this is all headed. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.